What is poppin', PP Nation? Today we are reviewing Mandalorian and Grogu Season 4. This might be our first Star Wars related thing on this channel, and for the record, me and my friend here are huge fans of Star Wars. Isam was telling me that because Star Wars is so popular and it's stretched through so many generations that different people like different things about Star Wars, and that's true, right? Like that like Star Wars fell in love with it probably for a different reason. Some people, old heads, maybe like just fell in love with the original trilogy and kind of don't fuck with some of the new stuff. You know, there's the people that grew up on the prequels, and who knows, maybe there's like kids that grew up on this new Disney one that think they're good, but even then, I don't even know if they'll think those are good. But point is, people like different things about Star Wars, so you can't please everyone when making something Star Wars, unless you're Jedi Survivor. But I can appreciate different aspects of Star Wars, and I like to like Star Wars, you know. I don't like to hate it. I don't like to just wipe my ass with whatever Disney produces, like, oh, you know, all Disney woke garbage or whatever. Like, I don't know. I like to like it. And I really loved Mandalorian Season 1 and Season 2, but Season 3 was...
I mean, it's alright, like, overrated as fuck, in my opinion. I mean, and you know what, though? That's typically how the bullshit goes, you feel me?
Not that it was bad, but it was just forgettable to me. And honestly, I barely remembered much of what happened in it, and thankfully it's not that important, I guess. But I did think it was cheap that in Mandalorian Season 3, he just magically gets a Grogu back. And it felt like the end of Season 2 was just pointless or worthless. And I don't know if I should rant about it now, dude, but that Luke in Season 3 of Mandalorian, or I don't know if it was Boba Fett. I can't remember because there was like 2 episodes of Boba Fett that were just Mandalorian episodes. So I don't remember where it was from. But Luke making Grogu choose between his friends and, like, you know, his father figure or becoming a Jedi in training, like, that was so fucking stupid. Like, did the writers not watch the original trilogy? Do they not know that Luke found power through his friendship and connections? Because in the old Jedi Order, the whole thing was you're supposed to let go of everything you fear to lose, because fear leads to anger, anger leads to hate, hate leads to suffering, that whole thing, right? It's like a path to the dark side. And Anakin's path started, you know, in part because of his attachment to Padme and his fear of losing her and having all those dreams. You know, like, he was scared and he wanted this power to protect her, and that was one way that Palpatine was able to seduce him.
Seduce him?
You know he fucking, you know.
Shit.
And with Luke, the way that Luke's story ends, or the way it was, is that, like, he finds the balance, that he loves his friends, he finds these attachments, and those things are what makes him stronger. And he finds the balance of not going overboard, you know, not getting too lost in the sauce. You know, like, it's important to feel all those emotions, but it's all about balance, not too much of one thing, not too much of the other. That's why that final battle with Vader was so important, right? Where when he's wailing on him, he's like going all out in anger, but then he realized, like, wait, no, I'm not doing this. I'm not playing your game. Like, he was able to control himself, hold back, you know, and not give in to his desires and darkest temptations, you know, like, not give in to the dark side. But then all of a sudden he's gonna make Grogu choose between having friends or fucking being a Jedi. Like, I feel like it just, like, shits on what, like, the message, part of the message was in those story. Enough of that dumbass storytelling shit, though. Let's talk about how cute Grogu was, which, of course, you know, in a Grogu movie, of course you're gonna have him being all cute and, you know, having these cute little hijinks. That's in this movie for sure. It's unavoidable. If you went into this thinking it was not going to be that, you're wrong. But hey, I will admit, though, I mean, he was adorable, and those hijinks were pretty funny. I mean, of course, you could tell, like, it'll sidetrack the movie just for a little bit, just to make a cute scene with them, but whatever, it was cute.
Yeah, that little fucker is so fucking cute. I loved every time he showed up on the screen, honestly. Probably my favorite thing about this movie was Grogu, even though it's, like you said, it's just for fan service, make you buy some toys type shit. But I can't help it. I love that little fucker.
And yeah, you know what? Whatever. Like, you know, everyone loves fan service with action, so why not throw the kids and the girls watching, throw them a little bone? And it's cute. You know, he's adorable and fine. Like, I like fan service too, so whatever. I'm not gonna be the old man yelling at the clouds that Grogu's in this thing being cute. Like, it's adorable and it's cute.
This movie should have had more fan service, honestly. I bet if they had Ben Quaternaris show up at any moment of the movie, I would have lost my shit and everybody in the theater would have just started fucking whoa, like screaming in excitement. I know, I spoiled it, but Ben Quaternaris unfortunately does not show up in the movie. I know, I'm pretty disappointed myself.
No, but the other way they delivered fan service was through the action, right? Because Mando in this one is just straight up John Wick. Like, don't get me wrong, he was a badass in the show, right? Like, he was good, he was capable, but in this show, he's just a monster, dude. Like, genuinely feels like John Wick is underneath that fucking suit, which it's kind of funny too, because I doubt Pedro Pascal was like actually filming those scenes. I feel like Pedro Pascal was like actually in the suit like 5% of the movie. Most of his time actually filming was just in the booth voice recording. But no, he's insanely cracked in this one, and honestly, there's a lot of moments where he showcases he's a fucking monster in terms of strength. Like, he does some crazy fucking strength feats in here, and durability feats too.
He's stronger than Captain America in this movie. He's grabbing man, what's his name? He was grabbing Jabba the Hutt's kid, the butt fucker. He was grabbing him and arresting him like with his bare strength. Minor spoilers, but there's a scene where the buff blob thing grabs a fucking cart and pushes it out of the Razor Crest. Like, he has to be at least a 5-tonner. And you see the Mandalorian just grab him like a cop, like a white cop, and putting fucking handcuffs on in the back of him. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, he's strong as hell in this movie.
Don't forget all those times where, like, again, minor spoilers, but he's straight choking out fucking monsters, dude. Like, these guys are like almost kaijus, straight fucking like bigger than the Hulk, dude. And he's over here just choking them out, doing all this crazy shit. This guy, you said he's stronger than Captain America. He probably fucking punch a hole through his chest.
Mando does not struggle at all in this whole movie. He's an immovable object. Everywhere he goes, he's just killing everybody.
Yeah, the reason why he's struggling with the names of the characters is that a lot of them are very forgettable. I mean, that Jabba the Hutt son thing, like, he was actually like one of the best side characters. Everyone else aside from Grogu, like, barely got any development, right? They're just kind of there. Like, Glub Shido, like Mandalorian's partner, like, he's just there. You get no introduction to him. You don't know who he is. Like, unless you're a Star Wars fan, you do not know who the fuck this guy is. Like, you have to be like a hardcore diehard Star Wars fan. Like, holy shit, that's Glub Shido from this thing and this thing. You know, like, that's how you know who he is. But the movie doesn't bother to even introduce him, really.
No, yeah, the movie does a horrible job to explaining who most of these side characters are. There's another minor spoilers. My apologies. But there's another bounty hunter that shows up towards the middle of the movie to fight the Mandalorian. I don't remember his name at all. I don't even know who the fuck he is. This movie was so weird, honestly. I don't even think I can call it a movie. It felt more like a TV show. It felt like 8 episodes without the credits all bunched into one. And I could literally feel when the episode would finish and end. It took us so long to watch this movie because we needed to take breaks. It was exhausting watching this movie.
Exactly. This movie felt more like a show than an actual movie. It felt like 8 episodes cramped together into one, but they just cut out all the character development, all the filler shit, and they did that because there's like different arcs, but it feels like a show, just like a higher budget. I mean, for the most part, it looked nice, I guess. It looked in a high budget, but there's a couple spots that look a little rough, but for the most part, I guess it just seemed like higher budget Mandalorian season.
And instead of watching the movie, we would take breaks and start watching some Daredevil stuff. We were getting cranked. We almost finished a whole bottle of we're having a blast with everything but watching the movie.
I was gonna say do not endorse any brand because you're not getting paid, but that one was a freebie. All right, please sponsor us, okay? I'm not gonna say your name again, but just please sponsor us and we'll say it again. But I want to reiterate that we didn't struggle watching this because it was boring. No, we only did that because it felt like too much. It felt like a lot of story was going by, but it felt like we were getting overstimulated almost with how fast, like, breakneck pace the story was going. Because of that breakneck pace, you don't have any time to develop the villains. If you don't care about the side characters, fine, but I feel like the villains are a little more important. Like the main villain guy that they're after this whole movie that works for the Empire, that dude, he looks exactly like Gru from Despicable Me. Like, if you look at him side by side, tell me he does not look like him. It's crazy. Anyway, like, he barely gets in development, so he doesn't have much of a presence, really. I mean, that bounty hunter guy, he looks super cool, like, R up the ass. Like, it's really cool, but he doesn't get enough time. He doesn't do much of anything, really. It's like Boba Fett in the original Star Wars movie, where he was a fan favorite and he looked super cool, but he barely had any screen time. They didn't have enough time to develop anyone because, I mean, they're trying to fit 8 episodes into 2 hours. But overall, I thought Mandalorian and Grogu Season 4 was decent. I thought the action was really good, and I thought the Grogu scenes were really cute. This movie genuinely felt like it was supposed to be Season 4 of Mandalorian, but they just cut up all the boring stuff like character development and all things like that, and they just crammed it all together to fit 2 hours. The side characters could have been cool, but they don't get enough time to shine. But Din Djarin in this movie is a fucking monster. He's like John Wick in a Mandalorian suit times 10. Even though I'm sure like Pedro Pascal was not in this suit like 95% of the time. Most of the time it was just like a stunt double or just Joe the intern. But it's a very serviceable movie. It'll keep you entertained enough. If you take your kids, they'll like it, I'm sure. And you won't be bored with this movie because it moves at a breakneck pace. There's so much thrown at you. I mean, it's definitely not the worst Star Wars entry, but it's nothing too special in my opinion. It's just a very fun popcorn action movie, honestly. But I'm thinking I'll give it a 6.57. I did not want to say 6.7.
Honestly, I didn't hate this movie. I thought it was fine, and if it was just directly in Disney Plus, I think I would have taken breaks and watched it at my own time and pretty much enjoyed it. I do think it's a side quest that's not really important, but a part of me does feel like it is important for big franchises to have side quests and side things to expand the lore, because I'm a big lore guy and I do enjoy that. It was a bit much, and it was jarring of how much it did seem like it was supposed to be a TV show. I thought this movie was serviceable, it was fun. The action scenes were actually pretty fun, and if you were drunk like us, it's pretty entertaining. I think I would have to give this movie a 5 out of 10. I thought it was pretty average, pretty serviceable.
Well, that's it for this one. We'll catch y'all later. Deuces.